Hey everybody, welcome to Talking Phoenix. Today we're talking about Runaway.
This was probably the hardest song for me to write lyrics to. Typically I'll come up with a melody or lyrics or stuff beforehand, and then I'll bring it to the guys and we kind of write. Well, this one was the complete opposite. Evan actually had a guitar part, and we decided I was going to try and write to that, which was honestly incredibly difficult. I'm not very good at that. We have 2 songs that we've written that do that, and yeah, this one was definitely hard. From a lyrical standpoint, I mean, we titled it Runaway. It was really almost kind of movie-esque in our minds, I think, because Evan did help me write this one as far as lyrics too, kind of with inspiration and how the, like, that intro riff, that kind of gritty, it's like a true rock song. And just the feeling that he got from it. And he was talking about like a train and somebody like trying to get out of their hometown and something like that. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So I was kind of thinking of like, Evan grew up in Texas. So I was kind of thinking like something Southern rock, just looking back at that kind of music and those roots. And I was like, okay, well, let's talk about, like a preacher's son and, drinking whiskey and smoking cigars and walking outside and chasing the stars. And that was kind of what the whole song's about. I wish there was a deeper story to it, but it was really just these words fit really, really well. And yeah, just trying to put the feeling kind of into a more tangible emotion, I think, was what I was going for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's definitely, as for like content, it's the lyrics are a lot different than pretty much all the rest of our songs. Okay. And honestly, the first time that I heard the song and we brought it to practice, I thought that Evan just wrote all the lyrics. I was like, this sounds like Evan wrote this. And I was like, it's super cool. Slaps you in the face if you're looking for the meaning.
I really took like 2 different forms of inspiration from this, from 2 separate ideas. So I had the initial idea of the guitar riff, and it's kind of like ZZ Top, Rival Sons, traditional kind of blues rock open stuff that just is really heavy on the quarter note kind of feel, to really just make you move to it, because most rock music just needs you to move to it. And I really am inspired by the Bros Landreth. If you couldn't tell by the shirt and my prior mentioning of them in another one of our songs, check that out if you haven't already. It's called Out of Sight. But they have a song called Runaway Train, and the song is already like really Southern rocky and awesome, even though they're Canadian. But the kind of just message and kind of atmosphere that song even brought really, to me, made the phrase Runaway Train kind of like hit home. And the idea of, everybody has something that they struggle with, whether with themselves, in a relationship, in a situation, whatever it may be. And sometimes the easiest way of going about something is running away from the problem. It's a lot harder to face whatever you're struggling with and your demons or, something within yourself or someone else, and trying to, overcome it, rise above it, and be better from it. And sometimes it's just easier to run away. And I think everybody in some way or another has done something like that. And I just realized, I'm like, I've struggled with that at times, trying to run away from problems in myself instead of really doing the hard thing of trying to overcome something and become better. And I realized, that's a universal thing that most people don't really talk about. And I felt, the phrase runaway train and the idea of it being someone who runs away from problems physically, is a good vessel to overall kind of talk about that overarching, nature that we all kind of have within us.
Dang. I didn't know there was so much behind that song.
I'm really deep with all of the stuff I write, but I just don't do lyrics, so it just never works.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's super cool.
I think it's funny because I wrote the lyrics and I didn't think it was that deep either.
Right. I mean, so, like,
I'm learning so much about the song that I helped write today.
you know, like Out of Sight, we talked about how that was written,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, because it was about when Jaden was playing Pokemon, and like sometimes when we're driving together, we're like, we need to figure out a meaning for that song, and sometimes it's a different meaning. You know, it depends on the person, it depends on how you're feeling that day. So,
For more info, please check out the Talking Phoenix episode and Out of Sight in the playlist. Go do it. Go check it out. Go check it out.
Yes.
Do it.
They're in the
Do it.
same
Do it.
vein, though.
It's true.
They
It's
are. in
true.
the same
Yeah.
vein.
No, they are. Dan, what was your kind of approach to this one? Since it's really lyrical and guitar heavy, what did you kind of feel for drums on this?
Yeah, I think like when it comes to actually making parts on the drums, it's a lot of it was you mentioned it too. It's like this is a song driven by quarter note. The quarter note downbeats is heavy quarter note. It's a heavy quarter note feel, and so even when I'm playing it, particularly on some of those choruses, I'll be laying into the ride cymbal on every downbeat.
Mm-hmm.
So it is just a very it's a strong, heavy driving feel. And I think from a drum perspective, like sometimes in some of our songs, it's like as a drummer, I want to I'll mimic what Tor's playing a lot of times too in parts. Like so if Tor's playing something, I'll maybe actually like melodically kind of follow it around on the kit. But on this song, it's more of a get out the way, just lay the heavy downbeat feel, so that you can feel where the one is. And let the electric guitars just do their thing. So I think even inspiration on that front. I honestly don't remember like if there was a particular song that I was listening to at the time that inspired me of like, oh, this would be a really cool part to have here. But I think that is the driving force of the song is just that heavy one. Even on the verses, which are way there's much less happening from like a drum perspective, but I'm still just rocking.
Yeah.
So gotta feel it.
It's the beauty of the rhythm section. You can just be as simple as you can, and then it just makes everything sound so good.
Yeah.
And that's something that Dan talks about a lot, and that we always communicate to each other like before shows. It came from something that Dan said that he would always say.
Yeah.
That is, make every other person sound like the best instrumentalist or vocalist that they can be. And in this song, I think both of us especially were like, let's make Evan sound the best as possible, like the best as we can, because it's like it's Evan's song, you know.
Rather than I'm gonna play to make me sound as amazing as I possibly can.
Right.
But it's like, what can I do to make Evan sound like the best electric guitar player in the world? And in this song, it's getting out of the way. It's just like keep the heavy one beat, keep it loud, keep it rocking, let Evan do his thing.
Oh yeah.
And it's actually kind of this song, for those who don't know, also is really unique because, correct me if I'm wrong, is this the only song on the album that Jaden doesn't play guitar on?
I don't even know.
That's kind of weird. So I guess
Or Seven Sins, technically.
That's
you
seven cents I play bass.
play bass on that.
Bass guitar.
Yes, but this is like the only song you don't play anything, you just sing on.
Yeah, for this album.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A lot of the newer stuff that we've been writing, they've kicked me off guitar. No, I'm just kidding. No,
Intentionally.
He's not very good.
I'm not. It's okay. I understand. No, I'm getting better. No, I've realized I really like to perform a lot more. So it's been nice not getting to like not having to play all the time. But I think this is definitely like the segue song to lead into that though, for sure. Like, you know, I can move around. I can, you know, I steal Evan's hat. Like I feel like every set now, and usually it's because of this song. So yeah, no, it pushed me out of my comfort zone though, because when I first started playing, obviously I was an acoustic musician for so long. It's like a crutch, and like when you don't have it anymore, you know, you're like, oh goodness, what do I do? But like, you know, you get pushed in that position, and no, I think that's my favorite part about this song, and it was for the longest time, was the fact it was the only song that we had that I didn't play, and I didn't even think about it until now. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
This is the first one.
Tor, what's your favorite part?
Man, my favorite part of this song. Oh man, there's two that I can think of, and one of them is just an instance. It's in the chorus. The fourth time that Evan plays like the main riff is that we play it together, and I think that happened like 3 rehearsals in after we had the song. That's just fun. We line up, we playing octaves. Like I dig that. My other favorite part, I think, is just the bridge, like in its entirety. I just love that bridge. I love the progression. I love how halfway through it changes from being like this kind of calm, spacey sort of vibe, and then it's just tight and it just slaps you in the face. I love that transition, especially live. So come see us live. Yeah, we milk it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's my favorite part.
Jaden?
Yeah, I guess. I think my favorite part's probably that I don't play guitar in it. If I'm being honest. I also like that it's got, I don't want to say a country vibe, but like part of it gives me like it's definitely got that, that Southern rock vibe though, but like that chorus when it comes in, it's a drop chorus, which we don't do a ton of drop choruses. Usually it's like, oh, let's belt here because I can, and it's fun to yell. This song's not like that. It's like all of a sudden you're like da 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 da, and you build all of a sudden dum da 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 da, and then like I don't have to push for anything for like most of the songs. It's Runaway. It just feels so like just chill. Yet the energy is still so high that like I don't know. It's a good vocal break until the end, and it's nice and can perform it a little bit. And it's one of my favorite songs on the album, to be honest.
I love the. I think my favorite part actually probably is the outro, and like it's like the final chorus into the outro, which I like that part just from a drum perspective because that's where I do actually just go back to like it's almost like a cut time feel. I stopped playing the eighth notes on the. I kind of stopped playing the eighth notes. Whatever. Listen to the album, you'll get it. No, but I start just emphasizing. I actually emphasize only the downbeat on that cymbal, so it just feels like. And I love that feel, and I get to do a triplet fill at the end. Because all my drummers who are watching this, they got me right now. I was like, they got my back, but that's probably not my favorite part.
The rest of us were all like,
everyone else is like, courtesy laugh.
I speak drummer, you know. I know. I say it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Here. We speak the same language.
That's the same language right there.
Yeah, that. My favorite part, I actually have 2. Obviously, it being written by me, I'm gonna have it's hard to pick a favorite part, but my 2 favorite parts, and I really feel them more so live, is coming out of the bridge where like we've built it all up and it's really tight, and then it just hits the pre-chorus and it's just this open feeling. To me, it's like that moment of like if you're like holding on to something really, really tight and your hands are turning red, and then you just let go. And that sense of relief, it just is, it's a nice breath of fresh air. Usually that's the moment where like I stop moving live and I just stand still because I'm just enjoying it.
Doesn't happen very often.
And then probably just the last chorus when Jaden just like yells out everything up a fifth or whatever it is. Yeah, fifth. Yeah. And to me, that's the yell in your car moment when you're just like blasting it in your car. And you just are screaming in your car and you don't care what the person in the car over is thinking, other than, man, I should really check out Walking Phoenix on Spotify, iTunes, and Apple Music.
Have we said that already? Maybe not.
Who's that? I didn't even know that Joaquin Phoenix made music.
What I learned.
Hot take. Is I don't even really listen to this song that much.
That is a hot take.
I obviously that's the one.
Is it because you wrote the song, or is it because of something else?
I think it's because I wrote it in the sense that it's hard. Like I also compose classical music, and it's really hard to say when something's done. And it's really hard to feel that same way with songs you write sometimes. And so for this one, it's one of those ones where it's like production wise and recording wise, there's like 5 other things I still like. I hear now that I'm like, oh, I wish I did this. I wish I did that. Wish we added this. Wish we added that. Because it's just I'm always gonna have that feeling of, oh, I wish we did this or added that, because it will never feel as complete, you know? So I just don't listen to it that often. I love it live. Again, come see us live at shows. They're all on our website. Check it out. Link in the description. But I honestly just don't listen to it in my car.
Yeah, I think it is kind of a hot take, but also just kind of a general thing that's kind of interesting is it's kind of low on our like Spotify list. Like it's one of the lesser listened to ones, but I think it's like a hidden gem. I think people don't like realize it's there. So, and it's like one of my favorite songs on the album. And especially as we play it more live, I'm like, you keep adapting a little bit, it gets tighter, and then like it sounds even better. And it's like, oh, why didn't we think of that before? You know, kind of like what you're saying. It's never finished. And we are like still ever changing almost everything that we do, making it either tighter, like changing tiny little things, compositional things about it. Yeah, I think that one deserves to be way higher. That's my hot take.
I think my hot take is like, I do think this song is probably one of our most distinct songs, actually, like especially on the album. And we're working on other stuff, but out of the album, I think this one is distinct because of the bass guitar melody lines that mimic electric guitar lines. Because it's like, yes, the electric guitar is driving it, but also, like you said, the vocal lines are so low for a long time. Like there's not a lot of like flying high in the stratosphere vocal stuff. It's really just that last chorus where you're pushing it, man, and that's where it rocks at that point. But I think this song is actually very distinct and almost like it's set apart from our other songs when you start to break down all the components and how it came together.
Oh yeah, I would agree. I think this is like I don't know, this is the epitome to me of like a rock song. Like we definitely bridge like multiple gaps when it comes to genres. And like you can't really put us into a specific genre, but I think like this song is just like, this is just a rock song. This is the epitome of a rock song to me. Like this is when if I were to try and like label it, this is that song for me, and I enjoy it because of that. I feel like this is like it's one of my least favorite questions. We were like, oh, what genre do you play? I'm like, we'll pick a song and I'll tell you what it is. Yeah. And I can give you like 3 genres to describe it. This song is easy and I love it because it's like, no, this is a rock song. It's guitar driven. Said it's easy. Like the drums, it's easy to listen to. It's easy to groove to. The bass lines. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those songs you can just kind of sing and jam out to, and not really a hot take, but that's what I think is cool about it.
Yeah, totally.
And that's Runaway.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode of Talking Phoenix Behind the Songs. You can check out all the rest of the videos on our channel or on our website at walkingphoenixofficial.com.
And a special thanks to Fjell Capital in Fargo for letting us use this space and get this awesome studio that you've seen here.
You can check us out on social media, and you can stream our songs anywhere that you want on Spotify, Apple Music, and so on.
Thanks for watching. Catch one of the other episodes if you're interested. You've been Walking Phoenix.